Alright guys, real quick here, this is just the part where I took off that like brown bezel that you see in your Corolla and it flips open and you can put stuff in it. I'm not going to use it. So what I'm going to use it for is I measured out 3 circular, I think they were 1.5-inch holes, and fit my gauges in it. And you can see right here I had like the shape sharpied out, and I cut some holes in it with a drill. It wasn't perfect, but then I just used like one of those files and ground it down, made it nice and neat, and just shoved my gauges in there, and it fits perfect. So check it out. Quick note right here, guys, what you want to do is make sure your surface is clean, because I had a little bit of like crud left over in there and it took me a bit to kind of get it figured out, but once you get it, it'll be easy. I'm just going to wrap it. I'm going to cut the like lines that I need for the holes to go through. I'm going to heat it up with my heat gun, and it should look pretty clean when I'm done.
How do you do it so quick?
Because I'm a G.
What's a G? Gangster?
Mm-hmm. It's my fucking G unit, bro. This is the gauge that we made for the water temperature, oil pressure, and the voltage. We used the original wood grain plastic piece in the center console area. Took it out, wrapped it in some carbon fiber wrap, put some gauges in. It looks pretty good, and we're gonna do that with the rest of the center console area. Just do the carbon fiber finish this way. It looks decent. It's not completely done. We still need to heat it up a bit and get it tight, but it'll look good once it's done. This is a new center console piece. Well, old one with the wood trim. Did the carbon fiber wrap on it. Same thing with the gauge. It's gonna go right here. So we're replacing this wood stuff. It's gonna go in the factory spots. Hopefully I can get some of this other stuff taken off and do the carbon fiber wrap again too. It's coming along pretty good. Last thing I'm gonna show for this part of the video is a quick and easy way for you to wire up your gauges and your lights. This way you can have your 12-volt reference for your gauge, and you can also have your lights powered up. So let me show you what you need. The best way to do it is to tap into a source that always turns on whenever your battery, or it's not your battery, sorry, your car turns on. So cigarette lighter for one, easiest, best way to do it. All you're gonna need is 2 of these, depending on what size. I'm not eating them. Let me see. You might need some dikes, some wire strippers, and crimpers. And you might need some extra wire. Let me see what I'm working with first, and I'll let you know. Alright, guys. This is very simple. Pull the cluster back up. Alright, so these are your wires. Your black is going to be ground, your white's going to be power. So what you want to do is all your power wires, you're going to twist them all together. Obviously you need to strip them back a bit. Twist these bad boys together like this, guys. Alright. Let me grab something real quick because I need to get the 12-volt reference wire for this right here. I'm going to route it from here to here. Alright, so I got my power, my ground for the battery voltage gauge. Let me put that on real quick. Let's see, battery power, battery ground. Alright, what I'm trying to do is twist these bad boys together so that everything is a good, even connection. Alright, so I found my power wire. I'm going to extend it a bit. It's this gray one right here. And I got some wires ready over here. They were blue, but what I did is I got a red heat shrink and heat shrinked one of them. This way I can at least know which one's my power from now on by color. And the other one is blue, which a lot of times blue is a good ground color as well. Alright guys, so as you can see, I got all the grounds wired into one. It's not a big deal, they're small wires. It's not like a lot of voltage is going through it. And all the power is into another, so 4 power wires into that one crimper. And then this is for the, what is it called? You know, that port where you plug in your whatever for power, your 12-volt reference port. That's for that. And then obviously you got your power and your ground. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to plug it in and make sure everything's working. So like I said, it's really simple. You just got to use common sense. Let me tape off the power because that one's kind of exposed. Give me 1 sec. Alright. put some pieces back together here real quick. Alright, that's in there. Put this bad boy in there. Alright, so as long as everything's good, it should illuminate right away. Let me turn off the light. Alright, lights are off. There you go. So lights are off. Gauges are on. Temperature is working. Voltage is working. Yeah, I got 14 volts. Trust me, I got a Optima battery in here, so it's gonna be pretty high. And I don't have the oil pressure gauge set up yet, but that'll be working here soon. But it looks good. Alright guys, we're going to do the oil pressure gauge. It's the last gauge that we need in order to get this done. We just got the car back in here. Took off some of the fittings because they were in the way. So we're letting that drain for a bit. But we're going to use that nylon tube that came with the oil pressure gauge and run it through the firewall where we ran the other wires right there. And then run it cleanly to the bottom as best we can. Go. Alright, so we already got a nylon fitting on. Make sure you put this crush washer in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slide this guy in through here, through the flat side. Oops, sorry. This guy first. And then you thread this guy on. Get 2 wrenches and you tighten it up as best as possible. This way it crushes and it holds the nylon fitting in place. So let me put that there for now. And also make sure that when you thread this thing on, you have your Loctite on and that you thread it on nice and snug, nice and tight. You don't want any leaks anywhere because then you're gonna get wrong oil pressure readings and you're gonna get leakage. You don't want that. Depending on whatever kind of setup you guys have, you're gonna want to take off the screw on this little oil plate adapter that we had on and screw your oil pressure gauge to that. It should make things a lot easier if you have the plate. If not, you can always tap into the oil pan or whatever you can. But I recommend those plates, it's really easy. Now, make sure you don't start the car before you plug this in, like my cameraman did. Now it's full of oil and it's making a mess.
You're making me look stupid right now.
That's the point. Alright, Run it.
So that one you got on the right will be which one? The oil.
What do you mean?
The one we're doing right now, right?
Yeah, the one we're doing right now is the one that we'd never plugged up, and that's the oil one. We have just enough line to make it reach. Ugh.
You don't gotta be rude to the car.
Oh shit. Damn it.
What happened?
The piece that I need fell. Alright, so it's the same exact thing as the first time. Make sure you get it in there nice and tight.
You need to put it on me.
Huh? Go. Alright, now once you guys get it tight, make sure you turn it on and check that it's not leaking.
You can see the oil.
You will make a mess if you make sure it, or you don't make sure that it's leaking. This looks good. Don't see a mess. Man, we got some high oil pressure. It's pretty high. Hold on. Alright guys, as you can see, the gauges are all working right now. They're all pretty responsive as far as, you know, if I shift gear, put the AC on, turn the AC off, the voltage meter moves, oil pressure changes, less of a load. Turn the AC back on, voltage changes, shift it to gear, oil pressure rises. Should be a little different every time you switch from different gears. I'm in neutral right now, so it'll go pretty high. Park. There it is. And that is the gauge setup.